Okay, guys, I'm going to have a vulnerable moment with you. It's Wednesday, April 23rd, 2026, and I have been doing everything right. The workouts, the macros, I'm tracking my sleep, I'm taking my supplements, and I am exhausted. And so I started asking the wrong question. I kept asking, what am I doing wrong? But here's what I realized. The real question is, what has my body been quietly paying for when I wasn't looking? Write this one down. It's called achievement debt. Achievement debt is the invisible tab your body keeps running while you're in what I call sacrifice season. And if you're a recovering overachiever like me, and most of you watching this probably are, you have been in sacrifice season, maybe for years. You're not lazy, you're not weak, you're not depressed. Your body is just presenting a bill. And today, I want to break down exactly what's on that bill because once you understand it, everything changes. There are 3 reasons high achievers are chronically tired, and I promise you, at least one of these is going to make you go, oh, that's me. So let me know if you can relate, okay? Reason number 1, your nervous system is stuck in what I call high gear lock. Here's what's happening. Every time that you push through exhaustion, every time you use willpower as fuel, your body is releasing cortisol. That's your stress hormone. And cortisol is great, but in short bursts. But when you're living life at 100 miles per hour, if you can relate, let me know, your cortisol levels never fully come down. And so your nervous system forgets how to rest. Even when you sleep 8 hours, your body is still in go mode. It doesn't know the difference between a deadline and a lion chasing you, right? So this is why you can wake up depleted after a full night of sleep. So write that one down. It's not always a sleep problem. Sometimes it's a nervous system problem. And the fix isn't more rest, it's better recovery. So 3 things that actually help. Number 1, morning sunlight, 10 minutes, no phone, just light, daylight. Box breathing before bed, that's another one I started. And that's 4 counts in, 4 count hold, and then 4 seconds out. And then again, 4 hold. So movement that's not performance based is also a good idea. Maybe a walk, especially outside, not a workout, because motion drives emotion. I say that all the time. But sometimes the motion that we need is to slow down. Okay, number 2 is the one that surprised me the most because I was supplementing. I mean, I talk about that a lot here on this channel, and I genuinely thought I had this covered, but turns out I did not. Reason number 2 is your cells are running on low fuel. And I'm not talking about calories, okay? I've talked about macros on this channel before. Maybe you know what those are, maybe you don't. This is different. I'm talking about micronutrient depletion. Specifically, your omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at one of the other videos I did recently. And again, it's about 2 weeks, I think it was, that I did a video on that. So I'll link it in here in the description if you want to watch that video. But most of us have a ratio that's way off. We're super out of balance. And if you remember from that video, the ideal ratio is 3 to 1. But you know what the average person tracks in at? It's closer to 25 to 1 here in the United States. So what does that mean for your energy? Chronic inflammation. How does that result? Brain fog, fatigue that does not respond to sleep, no matter how much rest that you get. I call this stress drain, right? I just did an episode on that last week. Your body is so busy managing internal inflammation, it doesn't have resources left for you to feel alive and awake. But here's the cool part. This is measurable. You can actually test it. And once I started addressing my own balance, you guys, the difference was real. Like, it's not going to happen overnight, okay? It's not a straight line, but in the last few weeks, few months, real measurable difference. And so if you've been tired and you can't figure out why, this might be worth looking into. And so if you're interested, reach out to me. Happy to share some resources below. Real quick, if this is hitting home for you, I would appreciate if you hit that like button so that way more people can take a look at this, because this genuinely helps more people. If they find this content, they can make changes in their lifestyle, and that helps a lot of people get healthy. Okay. Reason number 3, you are more isolated than your nervous system can handle. So hear me out. High achievers are really good at saying no. I don't have time for that, right? Whether that's the dinners out with friends or family, the phone calls, the hangout sessions, we tend to optimize those away out of our schedule because they feel non essential. And in the short term, that works, but chronic isolation is a physical stressor. It raises cortisol and it suppresses immune function, which actually drains your energy. And I'm calling this one connection debt. Because just like financial debt, you can ignore it for a while, but eventually it comes to collect interest. And the antidote isn't a major life overhaul, it's the micro moments of real human connection. A 15-minute walk with someone, your significant other, friend, or maybe even a voice note instead of a text. But showing up in community, right? This is huge, even if it's online, right? But I do invite that you make community in person in the flesh, okay? What you do in the dark is what keeps you in the light, right? So think of it like gardening. You don't want to isolate yourself from the light, which is the love and the connection from human beings. Now, sometimes the dark is doing life completely alone. And again, you were never meant or designed to live life alone. And so a lot of these blue zone communities where people tend to live over 100 years old, that was one of the patterns was human connection and community. So here's your recap. Your achievement debt has 3 line items. 1, high gear lock. Your nervous system never got the memo that you're allowed to rest. 2, stress strain. Your cells are running on empty at a level that you can't feel until it slaps you in the face. And then 3, connection debt. You've been optimizing away the one thing that actually restores you, which is human. And guys, none of this means that you're doing it wrong. It means you've been doing it hard, right? For maybe a long time. And your body is just asking you to close that tab, right? Remember, this is not a straight line. Healing is not linear. If you've been following my fitness journey, I've been documenting my 90-day transformation challenge. It has not been a straight line. It's been like this. So it does not mean to start, with knowing what you're healing from. And so what today is about is awareness first, action second. But that's an important step, right? You get to take action. So if this resonated with you, let me know in the comments which one hit hardest. Was it the high gear lock, the stress drain, or possibly the connection debt? Drop it below. I read every single comment, and so I'd love for you to share. Let me know if you can relate. And if you want to actually measure where your body is starting from, no guesswork, just feel free to reach out to me. Happy to share a link on what tests I personally use in my life. So I aim to be an example of what our bodies are designed to do, which is to heal. And I hope this gives you one more tool to do exactly that and to take action today. So guys, make it a great day. Again, welcome to my channel where transformation becomes a lifestyle.